Scotty, does Moth training come into it a little bit more now after the night you had on Friday?
Yeah, there were a few moths. I was waiting for the birds to come in and get a feed. It was it was unbelievable, the moths, but a good spectacle nonetheless. It was good.
To start the season with a win over a really solid sort of similar top 8 contending side like Collingwood, you must have been really pleased.
Yeah, I was pleased with getting the win. I think we got a lot of improvement on our style that we want to play, but ground size dictated a little bit how we played that night. And the other thing is you're playing an inaugural team, and that you can't bank that many pre-seasons into some of those players that have had the 8 and 9 pre-seasons. And we competed really well, and I was really pleased that we finished the round number 1 for pressure, which is something we pride ourselves on. So overall, a good night.
How is Maddie after her failed concussion test?
Yeah, she's okay. She felt a bit crook the day after, but she's come through really well now. And that's footy, that's part of it, and we move on from there. But the main thing is she's fine.
Will she probably be taking a little bit more time off? I know you mentioned that she had a pretty serious concussion this pre-season as well. Is it something we might see her a few weeks away now? Yeah,
we're going to get a specialist to have a look at her and just double check that she's okay. She's in protocols, and there's definitely no rush for Maddie. And the good thing is that she's ticked a lot of boxes already, which is great. So she's minimum 12 days, and then if it's a bit more, it's a bit more. But her health's a priority, and I think she'll be back. Maddie's one of those people that is so resilient, but she's also really honest with where she's at. She's an experienced athlete, so if there's anything at all pops up over the next couple of weeks, she'll put her hand up. So it's that's really pleasing to sort of have that in the back of your mind, that she won't come back before she's ready.
What did you make of the 3-week suspension that's been handed down to Tani? It's obviously a serious incident, but when the AFLW season is so short, it feels like it's a really long length of time.
It is a long length of time. It's if you compare it to the whole season, the season as a whole, it seems long. I haven't really thought about it too much, but my initial reaction was probably that whether we follow the men's protocols to the letter with suspensions is probably questionable. Is there another way to do it where, I don't know, whether it's a week and then I don't know how you do it, because if you don't do weeks, how do you do it from a selection point of view? But it's it's something to probably ponder, but I haven't actually put much thought into it. But when it came out, I thought to myself, oh, well, the AFL's done their job, and it is what it is from there. But in fairness to Whitey that hit her, she was really apologetic and sympathetic after the game, and everybody makes mistakes, and we just move on.
How's the rest of the squad? Unscathed?
Yeah, good. Yeah, really good. We're really healthy at the moment. So Lana Woodward is almost there. She'll probably be next week. Then obviously we've got Maddie, and really that's about it. So we're really healthy at the moment, which is great position to be in.
Going into St Kilda, I assume you'll be sending someone to clamp down Jessie Wardlaw after the Suns match.
Yeah, well, if you could find me someone, that'd be really nice. She's a terrific player, one of the superstars of the competition. And the interesting thing was, when you look at the Saints, they won really well, but they had 10 players get over 10 possessions. They shared the goal kicking, so it wasn't just Jessie, which is really pleasing as well. They had 10 goal kickers, so they just played a really good game of footy, and they're going to be a really tough opposition.
Scotty, you were saying you were number 1 in pressure acts. I think you were also number 1 in right in the attendance. Can you just take us what that atmosphere meant to the players? It was pretty special. Moths accepted.
Yeah. We should have counted the Moths. That would have helped our attendance. No, look, it is. It's credit to everybody at the club to not just to get the ground up and running, but to actually give an experience to the fans that come to our games. And I think that's really important. Our attendance is amazing, and a little bit about the way we play footy, but also a lot about people that put on all the stuff they do around the ground to have fan interactions. And I love walking around after the game, and you just see all the happy faces and their face painting and all the stuff, the posters, just everything that they do. The club do it really well.
What does it mean to the players as well when they see that and they see young kids with Chloe Malloy posters? And what does that mean to the player?
Yeah, I think it means a lot, and the noise was unbelievable, and being up in the coach's box, you could hear the noise, and that helps the players get through games, and Henson Park's no different as well. You hear the noise there as well, and it just gives you that extra player, and that's a big part of what we're trying to build as a culture, as a club, and I'm really proud of that so far.
As you kind of mentioned post-game on Friday, probably benefited a little bit from Collingwood's inefficiency in front of goal, that they missed a few chances. What's the key kind of thing that you're wanting to work on with your defence for this week to make sure St Kilda, at least this week, and then other oppositions down the line don't get that many chances?
Yeah, I just think just keep working on what we do, and we want to try and defend higher up the ground, and sometimes you can't do that because the opposition is just good. And Collingwood had some really good ball movement through the corridor, and were able to get the ball into open space and then go really quickly. And when that happens, you're really relying on players making a decision: do I come forward? Do I go back? And on the weekend we were challenged with that, and so what we're looking for is obviously going on a bigger ground. That makes it a little bit easier to defend. It sounds funny, but a bigger ground is actually easier for us to defend, particularly corridor. So the big focus is just to give sides that much ball use through corridor.
I know ball movement's been a priority for you guys, but particularly like that first goal for Lucy in the first quarter where it's down back pocket and back in the front 50 within a couple of seconds. There must have been some movements that really impressed you.
Oh, definitely. That's our weapon, is our ball movement, and we train it all the time, and we try to just get it as better options all the time. We train the options, the decisions, but yeah, that's how we want to win games of footy, and almost force the opposition to come to us and then open up space for us to use. But it doesn't happen all the time, and when you play good sides, and Collingwood they'll be sitting there saying they've missed 4 points there, and I understand that, but it was just the back of our pressure. We just didn't let them through and made their shots a little bit harder. But ball movement's a key focus for us.